months and seasons, and he had done everything beautiful when in his own time, but above all, he put eternity, another version says the world, in their heart. Why did he put it in the heart? So that you control the world. Yesterday I was talking to a pastor from Umuahia when I asked me a question. And he said, I said, God can die. Say he does not believe that. I said, it depends on your level of theology and what you know. I said, everything you made, do you know what they are? He said, yes. Have you created it? He said, there's created some things. I said, well, let me not ask you what you have created. How do you know about those things? He said, because he made them, he passed through them. I said, how can God not know about death? He said, that what you just said now does not convince me. I said, I like you now. I said, Jesus said, nobody can kill me. I will drop my life and take it back. I will die and resurrect. And he got back and said, I and my Father is one. If you have seen me, I've seen the Father. Stop looking for the Father and the one. Is that true? So if he has known it, is it possible? He said, this is the only thing you said that make meaning. I said, I can give you 3 more. By the time we finish, he said, where did you go to your own Bible school? I said, in heaven. He said, do you grant meetings for this? I said, I am handicapped now. Before I go, my aides will come and will know what you're talking about with the number of people. I don't do open lessons anymore. It must be for people who will influence others. I don't teach idiots anymore. I don't waste my energy. Any man who will not learn, let him leave it. He put eternity in the heart of man so that we know, they will understand that the world is governed by this law. Nothing will remain forever. And they were asking me, he asked me about eternity. And I said, what do you understand by eternity? He said, eternity is forever and ever and ever. And I said, without a break? He said, yes. I said, that's not eternity. Even the break is an eternity. He said, I don't believe you. I said, come with me. Jesus came, he said, I'm the resurrection and life. I'm life everlasting, he told Mary too. Is that true? Life everlasting came into the world as a person. How many years did he live? Did he die? Did he rise? Is he in heaven? Is he still eternity? The man said, wait. I said, when you received Christ, what did you receive? He said, receive life everlasting. I said, if you want to be a Christian, reason like a Christian. Don't reason like a Muslim, or reason like a native doctor, reason like model it up. That's why your brain must come alive. That's why the Christian faith sharpens your mind first. I said, now that you're a Christian, you receive Christ, and what you receive is life everlasting. Will you die? I said, if you die, would that be the end? I said, when you get to the rest, will you be living? He said, yes. I said, is there a continuum from what you live here? So what is troubling your head? For 3 minutes, the man couldn't talk on phone. I said, you are wasting my credit. God's original intention for man is to govern the seasons. Genesis 1:26. Let us make man in our own image, after our own likeness, and let them rule, govern, change, transform the world the way they want. There was a season when your market was burnt. I was there, I think, about 2 times. And this man, that time he had no child in the house. The main market burnt down. Reverend Mengeni, then you were Pastor Mengeni, he got up and he was visiting those whose market was burned down and was sympathizing with those who suffered what he suffered. And I told him, I said, it's like God is trying to make you something different. Because if you die, when others die, you are no better than them. Has put the world in their heart so that they can control it. Coronavirus is here. There are people who are dying almost for what is not even close to them. I'm not telling you to forget what I'm saying. I'm not telling you to take it for granted. Somebody somewhere is making money from it. I'm not going to give you the details of all I know. First of all, it was not from an animal. It was something that escaped from a clinic. But they couldn't manage it. They were hiding it, thinking they were going to hide it. When those who had it, they thought it was a joke. Trump, because of his incompetence in governance, thought it was a reality show thing. Before he knew the thing, took him by surprise. If they had taken the advice earlier, they would have done better. But that would not make me hate him now. I used to hate him, but I like him now. God does not look at our weakness to be able to keep us. God will use us in spite of our weakness, so that if you spend your time looking at people's fault, you will be a fault to yourself. I tell my wife, I will offend you, you will offend me. Don't look at my faults. But at every time I will do something. At every time, gig a move. Mother of Makai Kaina. The Makai. But if you spend on your eyes looking at the error, you become an error yourself. God put it there so that you can control. Who does not have order from his body? Let me reach your hands. But when you control it, it looks like you are clean. Put it there. Timothy, my son, this is a gift from fathers. Every good father must teach his children. Good mothers must teach her children how to endure. How to stay. Even there's this proverb in my place. As an achinchi so muya, we're in a way. Even a bed bug has a proverb. Chinchi so muya. Dear, what do I do? So don't kill yourself now. That's why no matter what you do to a bed bug, after some time they come back. If you come no change, you know. It's already made change, yaro. Book your neighbor one up and cement. If you honey in a buck or I don't know for the buckle, never kind of just somewhere. But that is not the end. The egg will still come up tomorrow. My son Timothy, endure hardness as a good soldier. God's original way of training his people is through hardness. Exodus, God was going to take away his people from Egypt. He said he did not take them through the way of the Philistines. The way of the Philistines is the way of flesh. Flesh is shortcut. And shortcut is 11 days to where they are going. But he took them through the wilderness to say 40 days. Please, how do you balance 40 and 11? 40 years and 11. Hard times are longer. Did you get what I'm saying? If you train your children with bread and butter, I'm sorry. All the ones who come to ministry this way, that That was part of what sent them packing. They are looking for ego mobute no. One of them told me, Eda nakwana ego, ema choka mmadu nata agu na egbu mmadu niile anya na. Eda na ego, eda chokwan ka mmadu na agu na egbu anya na. So you don't become anything through that. Your life is not tied to tithe and offering. The minister is bigger than the ministry. I am bigger than abiding faith. Somebody said, what do you mean, sir? I'm going to share. What did I say? I'm bigger than abiding faith. Abiding faith is an organization. But the ministry inside me is an organism. I can leave this church and say, I don't want this church again. Pastor Mike, take over. If I go to Owerri, I will begin Owerri Brethren's International Spiritual Ministry. That one will be working. This one will be working. Between the two of them, which is bigger? The man where? The minister is bigger than the ministry. That's why if you allow what is happening outside, kill what you have in the inside, you are dead already. The greatest death is not when this flesh dies. Please listen to this very carefully. The greatest death in life is not when the flesh dies. The greatest death is when the gift of God in your life dies in you when you are alive. Oh, I thought you understand what I just said. The greatest death, Reverend Meligini, is not when this dies. It will die someday anyway. But if the gift of God and the purpose of your life dies in you while you are still alive. That one. Opera said to Zeke, first fool, not be fool. Now second fool, now be proper foolish. I followed you before, I was stupid. But I'm not going to follow you again. After the first mistake mess you up, you mess me. I'm not going to follow you again. First fool, not be fool. He said it to no one. First fool, not be fool. And the second fool, now be proper foolish. What keeps what you have in the inside? Hope is built around endurance and hardness. Any day hope dies in you, you are gone. Faith is the substance of things hoped for. As long as a man hopes to see tomorrow a better day, he will hang on there. The Bible says, I don't care what anybody talks about Corona, it doesn't bother me. Everybody is buying into what I said initially now. Both governments. I was talking to Ruben this morning. I said, if you don't handle these things very well, in the next 2-3 months, in the next 1 month, you will see the greatest lawlessness in the world. Ruben, is that what I told you this morning? If you don't handle, I think I told you to me too yesterday when we were talking. If you don't handle Corona very well now, I'm not prophesying. I don't want to be prophet. I just want to be leader. If you don't handle this thing very well now, you will see the greatest lawlessness that the world has never experienced. Because nothing kills a people like hunger. See, I believe we are dying. But when hunger comes in, what it will kill will be more than Corona. What it will kill will be more than Corona. All the shutting downs and shutting the demos look for a better way to handle this thing. the north where the north should belong. We must call a spade a spade. Let's say north, stay in the north first for 1-2 months. The south, open up and operate where you operate. Because the south is not getting money from Azurok. And let them step side by side. Otherwise, even in America, there were many states that said we will not open war, but the citizens opening them by themselves. I will not open shop. I will not open shop. Government said don't open. The people just break law and open their shop. They said many pastors are dying, but the ones that are alive, you don't tell us. Why am I saying what I'm saying? The times we are in now is tough. Be not deceived. Don't be callous. Both with your finances, both with your life and everything. See, Nigeria is going to cry. But if your parents went through Biafra, there's hope for you. You can pass through. Come on, we can make Ishikaho. In a nation where they are borrowing money in the name of a nation, and a particular group of people should not be part of it, but they will pay. And what they are, check millions and trillions we are borrowing for what? China is saying no matter what you say, you will still pay us. Your oil has no worth like a toilet paper now. But they are blocking the road. Is that the answer? America, where they blocked the road, they were paying some money into people's account. Everybody had an account in this, at least some amount of money. Bankers, they know who is a poor man and who has up to 100,000. And this is not a question of who has money and who does not have money. Everybody goes to the market to buy. But you are emulating them. The day that this thing there, that soldiers there that are making money. A policeman, a couple, he said this is the time he had made the highest money in his life. He said in 2 months he has made 1.7 million. So if you take a corona, baby. Did you get what I'm saying? I'm just trying to introduce you to hard times. If you don't believe in hard times, die now. Prepare for the worst. If they come, you are ready. If they don't come, you have nothing to lose. The next 6 months in this nation, I don't know what it will look like. So if anybody feeding you, these are the times when all those things will crumble. Adabarval coronavirus in Banime studio. Get out, coronavirus, I kick you. That is a clown. That's WWF. What you the film name? Nollywood. Hey. I give you 2 notes. Jesus. That is Nollywood. Let him come out and lay hands on one of those people, he will die. Because he has nothing inside. And I know some of the doctors and friends that go there. I told them it's because your head has nothing inside. You have philosophy, but you don't have spirituality. My son Timothy, endure hardness as a good soldier. Ask any man who went through NDA. He exposed to all manner of conditions. You are nobody until you have seen conditions. You are nobody. My daughter, let you come back condition. For a condition, said God changes times and seasons. So life operates on times and seasons. If you look down on them, you will have problems. If you prepare for them, you'll be on top of your game. I take you further. Teach your children. And the times to come, they may not be able to eat fried egg every day. Order butter. Even when you have the money to buy it, it will not be on the table there. Because you are introducing them to something they don't know before. Ladies and gentlemen, the clothes I'm wearing now was something I folded and put away. When I looked at my hanger, the old ones are getting new. I went back to them. I saw the things I liked. I pulled them back. That's what I'm wearing now. Pastor Moses is alive. Auntie German alive. I folded it. It was something to be given away. That's how. When I looked at my hanger, I didn't see much. I said, I began to choose it again. And what I have there can last me 1 or 2 years. I cannot be thinking of how to build a church and be thinking of how to buy a clothes. The shoe I'm wearing now was one of the shoes that was given to me by my friends from my sons from Liberia. Was kind of second. I had this shoe brought from me from US. We went to, what is it called there? Close to that, this and there. To claim it. Because it came from US. There's a zip code and everything. When P&T was that side, that's when they claimed it, I kept it. So after some time, I can't even bring it out and begin to have it. Desperate conditions call for desperate actions. Prepare for all the seasons. If they come, you are ready. If they don't come, you have nothing to lose. Matthew chapter 7, 24 to 27. You can find that there. Read from me, Moses. Matthew chapter 7, 24 to 27. The parable that Jesus gave.
Therefore, whosoever heareth this saying of mine, and doeth them, I will liken him unto a wise man, which built his house upon a rock. And the rain descended, and the flood came, and the winds blew, and beat upon that house, and it fell not, for it was founded upon a rock. And everyone that heareth this saying of mine, and doeth them not, shall be likened unto a foolish man, which built his house upon the sand. And the rain descended, and the floods came, and the winds blew, and beat upon the house, and it fell. And great was the fall of it.
Now, you can see the 3 seasons of life there. And you can see the building pattern there. He said, the foundation of this house was formed on the rock. That's why the Pharisee took his name of his church, house on the rock. And if you understand building on the rock, if the foundation must go into the rock, then you have to do too much work. Because to get into the body of the rock requires a lot of hard work. And patience and perseverance have to go. That rock is talking about you building your life. If you build your life on sand, sand is disintegrated rocks. Rocks that didn't go through fire. Because even a rock is a sand that went through heat. Did you get what I'm saying? Fine. They are all conditions. One went through heat, the other didn't go. So it remained a sand. You are who you are because of the things you experience in life. If you had gone through something better, you would have been better than who you are. And what you went through is your choice. Some of us are so scared of going through any challenge. That's not church, that's not pride. The Bible said Jesus Christ, who from the crown set before him, endured the cross, because he knows without a cross there's no crown. Took the shame. When you are going through your cross, expect a shame. And I don't want to talk about his shame now, because if you know his shame was horrible. I taught you the science of persuasion. I said all those things there. Say, built it. But look at the challenges, the trials that come. The rain came. Most of the times, what comes your way first is the blessing. If I show you one of the messages I have here, it is, oh Lord, save me. I am beginning to succeed. And it's like I'm losing you. That's the message I have. There are three of them there. That's why I'm getting confused when I get. Oh Lord, help me. I am succeeding. Oh, a man who is succeeding is calling for God to save him. Because sin is inferior to success. Hello. I am not afraid of sin, but I'm afraid of success. Pastor, Jesus said no man can serve. Who did you? It was Jesus who called two things masters. Which one did he call first? Put that word, mammon, success. Because you have money, that's success. He called it a master. And he called God another master. I'll do the teaching. You say you're going to understand the word. Jesus himself called it master. That is to say, this is the only thing that can compete favorably with God. Has he met to touch your brain like that before? It was not coming from a pastor. It came from God. He said, Lord, save me. I'm succeeding. And it's like I'm losing you. That's the capital. These are two masters are there in life. Success and God. And in the physical realm, success is stronger. Because it has to do with this. Do you know when success comes your way, that is the rain. You don't even remember God anymore. You can explain away prayers. You can explain away reading a book because of one business. And the success of that business may be inside that book. May be inside your next prayer. Many women don't pray now because oh, you didn't catch that. Excellency, how many do you have? 6. Huh? Huh? Now, you can't pray for 1 hour now. The blessings of God make it rich and addeth no sorrow. If they become the reason why you can't pray, is a sorrow. Who gave you to them? The rain came. The worst thing that takes away a man than anything I know is success. There are some women that counted 500,000 and they're not going to church again. One of my greatest songs in the house is Lord, prepare me. Prepare me for what you are preparing me for. Can I say this and without you misunderstanding me or point fingers to anybody? If you as a woman does not take time and God does not handle your heart, the next time 20 million or 30 million enters your pocket, you may spit on your husband. The man is coming back, you will tell him, excuse me. Jesus child. No more with love, but all more so receiving una. Because with love, you can tell your husband, okay, go and sleep, I'll sleep. Is that okay? That's the case also say, also but because there's 100 million in your pocket, when you're possibly the man chose you koku desena no oneze. You already 1 foot into your galley. Because the day you get used to that money, you will look for relationship you will see. The day you are used to that money, you will know that money does not give joy. The rain came. Another thing that takes away people is the storm. The rain will test your roof. What is in your mind? This is your roof. Your mindset is what blessing tests. Because if your mind is not properly gathered and you're not properly rooted in God, you are gone. That's why when God wants to start with you, he takes off your mind. Chariots! The next thing is a storm. What will a storm come to do? The wind. The rain came, the wind came, yes. The next thing is coming to take is your structure. On what are you leaning on? You have been blessed. The next thing is here to work. There are women that if you touch their clothes, there are women that if you touch their bank account, ambulance. Ambulance straight because of their cash. Ojisi Keruta, one house, Aruta, dare not touch it. Dare not mention anything about her. It will join the clique and club of those people. Okuhanade Kwezi Okoku, the company of the landladies. Structure. That's what we come do. And if you are not properly organized, the good enough. How you reason, how you plan your things, you will see it in the structure. Come into a life of a woman or a man who is not organized, who has not gone through process, you can tell. The last one is the storm. The storm goes to your foundation. It reveals your heart. When God takes you through his process, these 3 things he deals with: your roof, your structure, and your foundation. So that at any time you don't find yourself anywhere and you lose yourself. I thank God for taking me through process. I confess in the name of the Lord that if God did not visit me there, I was already on my way to this country. Not for women, not for men, but I had gone off my roof. I was heading for somewhere. I just thank God I didn't go. my foundation. It touched my structure when it told me you will lose everything. And then it's good to hear a prophecy by yourself. But one thing, another pain is to watch it happen to you. Because that day you will cry. But to see them fly away one by one, told me the crowd will go. You will see it in your eyes. And check everyone that left. There is no one good reason why they left. What they left and said they did happens in many churches. Nobody would even notice it happened. Somebody will say, hey, Pastor, I like him to Pastor Sharp. You know somebody left because you know how many people that left because Malam. Somebody said, I don't like the way he spoke about Adeboye. Fine, he's gone. Another group said, why should these people not be prophets? Why are you a prophet and a pastor? Here our reason. You should take these people to Malaysia, let them prophesy, and you be the apostle. And that's why most people in the big position, from men leader to senate leader, they all left. Somebody say, if you don't employ this man, I will leave. You just watch things happen. But when you sit down, you have listened to prophecy, and you know God spoke. God can do it anyway. But I bet you it's not the sweetest. No, it's not the sweetest to watch people leave church. It's not the sweetest. And you want to find out what it is, nothing. But God has spoken, and He has said it must happen. But if God did not groom my heart and told me it was going to happen and prepared my heart for the happening, I would have died. Be not deceived. I'm going to be sincere to you. I don't hide anything. Part of the pressure, part of what I'm passing through in my eyes is the pressure of the church. Because when those things were happening, I was watching them, my BP was rising. Sugar level rising. Everything rising. I was watching people live over nothing. People I prayed over the night and have got broth. They live over nothing. Lies and wonders were there. It was affecting my eyes.